coming up.
Dr. Ofori-Dankwa, your time is up. Thank you.
I'm Dr. Beth Jorgensen from the Rhetoric Professional Writing Department, and I'm very proud today to say that my son has been on the streets of Ferguson, on the streets of Washington, on the streets of Seattle, on the streets of Des Moines, and on the streets of Gaza, standing up for justice. And all the while that he does this, we never forget that because of his lily white skin, he is less likely to end up gunned down or wearing an orange jumpsuit. After Hurricane Katrina, the AP released the following photos with these images, indicating that the white people on the left had found bread and soda from a grocery store, while the young black man on the right had looted a grocery store. These images indicate a pattern in our media that has been repeated over and over in the light of the recent shootings of black men. The preferred photo of Mike Brown on the left, flashing a symbol, posing, rather than the photo of Mike Brown in his graduation robes. We know from hundreds of studies that black males are underrepresented in our media as characters in video games, as talking head experts, as computer users in TV commercials, as users of luxury items in print ads, and above all, as relatable characters with well-developed personal lives, as fathers. As a result, we have a number of exaggerated negative associations that are also reflected in our media: criminality, unemployment, and poverty among them. We have very limited positive associations of young black males. Most of these associated with physical achievement in general, virility, my particular areas of interest, further study being needed, are sports and musicality. As a result of these limited positive associations, we are given an impression of young black men in this country as being exceedingly progressive. This results in real consequences, such as the problem claim, where black males are associated with unmanageable social problems, not just due to distortion, but even in the literature that tries to address these problems in an empathetic way. The stories are missing, the positive stories of black men operating in the community, of the historical antecedents that have led to economic disadvantage, and ongoing black male bias in the media. These stories are ignored by the media. These have a causal link to attitudes towards black males in the society, attitudes not only held by the white majority, but held even within the African American community. These include a general antagonism towards young black males, exaggerated views of, expectations of, and tolerance for race-based socioeconomic disparities, exaggerated views related to criminality and violence, lack of identification with or sympathy for black males, and reduced attention to structural and other big-picture factors that have pursued African Americans throughout the history of this country. And this results in the most punitive approaches to social problems. When we overrepresent, we see young men most often in positive, young black men most often in in aggressive team sports. But could this not be the result of structural exclusion from other professions? There is evidence that excess focus on aggressive sports may increase aggressiveness in males across races and ethnicities. And the negative associations we've seen of young black males in the NFL and other sports arenas here lately with domestic violence and so forth, these are simply a consequence of what I call the fishbowl effect. If you are a celebrity, you are in a fishbowl, everyone is watching. The same can be said, many of the same things can be said about musicality. And we see an undue focus on the violence in rap music. First of all, to say that rap music is violent and misogynistic is to conflate a wide range of styles and content within rap music. And it is to conflate artistic expression with personal behavior. Artistic expression often reflects oppression as a consequence of stereotypes. Even as to the uninformed population, these forms of artistic expression may serve to perpetuate stereotypes. I consider this a video game argument. Countless studies have been done on the association between violence in video games and violence on the street, and none have held up a causal link, much less much of a correlation. The same can be said of the music of young blacks. It is also excess focus on a single genre. If we take a look at other largely